peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Very good morning to you, and thank you again for joining us. You were with us earlier on, and also now we are back with another show called My Opinion. And what we want to look at right now is the Kenya and the Africa we want. And if you've been following the events that have been happening in this continent lately, there are a lot of things that are raising a lot of concerns, and we need to come up with conversations that will seek to find solutions to what is ailing Africa today and how we can better address some of these things. There are countries which are going through their constitutional amendments. There are countries which are seeking to find ways to better address the issues that are plaguing them. And one such country is Kenya. And right now we are in the process of what seems to be a constitutional reform that might be awaiting Kenyans in form of a referendum where they'll have to decide. So that is the conversation we shall be looking at, and also looking at other case studies across the continent. My name is Miriam Ogutu, and joining me together, leading from the Political Command Center, is Dr. David Matanga. Doctor, good morning. All right, he shall be joining.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm. All right, very well, Doctor. And also we have Professor Jared Onyari. Professor, good morning. All right, as we wait for the professor there, I think we also have Daniel.
Yes, very good morning, Miriam Ogutu at our headquarters there in Nairobi, and Dr. David Matanga at our Political Command Center. And of course, our viewers here in Kenya, Africa at large, at the whole globe.
All right, very well. And I'm not sure if Javen Karanja from Nanyuki has been able to join us yet. When he joins us, we shall let you know. But Daniel, you missed a very interesting conversation that we had earlier. Of course, the BBI, we saw yesterday President Uhuru Kenyatta and Right Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Odinga receiving the second draft of the BBI report. And we saw a raft of other key issues that were introduced in this second draft compared to the first one, because we had a copy of the first one, and there's a huge difference in what has been captured in this second draft, and a lot of things there that seeks to address the issue to deal with youth empowerment and women and all that, outside of what people perhaps have been thinking that the BBI is just about creation of positions. But there are also other things that the BBI seeks to address, and that also includes the 2/3 gender rule in Parliament. So a raft of issues there. But let's just start with Kenya, the kind of Kenya we want. I don't know if you've been able to look at the content of the BBI or some of the things that are ailing this country, and how can we best address some of these issues. Let's start with you, because you're not there earlier on in our earlier conversation.
Yes, thank you, Miriam. And Dr. Matsanga seems to be having a burning point. Maybe he'll come in before maybe I can be able to give my views.
All right.
It's not burning. I just wanted to open the surface.
All right.
Expand the chicken.
Yes.
You break the chicken apart.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
The Kenya we want is a Kenya united, a Kenya able to talk to one another, not at each other, a Kenya with a social contract, a Kenya where you retire and expect the services to continue as they are. That's the Kenya, that's the Africa we want. That's the Africa we are looking for. That's the Kenya that does not fight at the time of violence, that does not create violence at the time of elections, sorry. A Kenya that votes and goes home. A Kenya that respects opposition and the opposition that respects the government. A Kenya that checks each other on ideology. A Kenya that has good neighbors, a Kenya that promotes good international norms, a Kenya that welcomes everybody, investment, economic investment, social investment, political investment, a Kenya without a border, a borderless Kenya, the brothers of across, sisters across south, north, east, a Kenya that allows integration. I've opened it up now. You can see the many flanks, but above all, there is one single thing that determines this Kenya. What determines Kenya today? Yesterday we had a debate on democracy. We argued and said, Kenya, you can't do this, there's no democracy. Please, democracy, and I believe by now, Professor Nyari has found his real bearing, where democracy does not mean several elections. You can conduct 2 million elections, but you might not be democratic. You need to conduct elections when you are democratic, when you have a losing note and a winning note. That is when you call it democratic. When Trump will win and Joe Biden will go home with nothing but will not fight Trump, will not call on the masses to come on the streets, will not break buildings, will not stop American investments abroad, will call for sanctions against America. Remember, that is the Kenya that everybody wants. The rearrangement of Kenya yesterday by President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga is the Kenya, is the route to the Kenya that we want. If we don't utilize that route, we have nobody else to blame but ourselves. Thank you.
All right, very well. Daniel.
Yes, thank you, Miriam. And Dr. Matsanga has given there quite a very intensive basis, and of the same thought as Dr. Matsanga, that as we are right now with the BBI report now in the hands of President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, I believe we have now armed ourselves with the blueprint of the future of this country. And as of course we've been always stating here, is that we need a progressive Kenya. We need a Kenya which can have a conversation of peace, unity, and prosperity. We need a Kenya where each and every one of us feels well represented. A Kenya where resources are able to flow from the national government all the way to the grassroots. We need a Kenya where our young people are given opportunities to do business, to get employment, and be able to earn a living. We need a Kenya where every Kenyan's life is so much assured through the universal healthcare. And that is what BBI seeks to address. So therefore, to me, I feel like the 2010 Constitution was a hybrid document. And for a country which has been ailing from the disease of electoral contestation and how to share revenue and all those kind of national shortcomings, I believe now the BBI gives us a new prescription of medicine that will be able to heal us and ensure that we have a healthy nation going forward. Because as it is, the current constitution right now, although it has been good, but it has not been addressing the problems that we face as a country wholesomely. So I believe with the BBI now being seen through and being implemented, we shall have a very, very stable country, a stable democracy, and a very sound economy going forward. So from my end, Miriam, I believe we are on the right track. We have the best prescription in terms of BBI, and all we have to do as Kenyans is to unanimously rally behind the document, because at the end of the day, as President Uhuru Kenyatta said, it is going to benefit the common man. It's not for Raila Odinga, it's not for Uhuru Kenyatta, it's not for any other particular politician to get a particular seat, but it is to make each and every Kenyan part of the government of the day.
Mm-hmm. Very well. Professor.
Miriam, thank you for that good question. What kind of Kenya and Africa we want? Miriam, I am a true proponent of sustainable development goals. And the sustainable development goal here, Miriam, here is that we are in this world, we are in this Kenya for ascension. May we use the resources that we have for the good of us, but having in mind there are some generations which are going to come. I'm trying to see Kenya which respects rule of law and good governance. Miriam, I'm looking at Kenya which will address poverty. Like now, BBI, it has tried to bring all members of the South together without discrimination, Miriam. I'm trying to look to see Kenya which says that no Kenyan should die of hunger, Miriam. Daniel has talked about health. I want all Kenyans to have good health and to have universal health care for all of us. Miriam, I'm looking for Kenya whereby our children can have quality education. You saw the other day the schools were opening and you could hear parents crying that they don't have this, they don't have this, they don't have this, Miriam. I want to see that where education in Kenya can be free from preschool up to university. No Kenyan child should be disadvantaged in terms of education. Miriam, I want to see a Kenya which embraces gender equality, saying that all members of the 8th agenda have got something to contribute for this country. And I can see the spirit in the PPI that we want to have a Kenya which embraces everybody. Miriam, I want to see Kenya which everyone is entitled to clean water, which is safe, and even the sanitation, Miriam, like our informal settlement, Miriam. I would not want to see Kenyans whereby, Miriam, they use frying toilets. I want to see a Kenya whereby Kenyans are entitled for clean water, Miriam. I want to see a Kenya, Miriam, whereby we want to take care of this word I've said, whereby we can have renewable energy, Miriam. I don't want to see people destroying our environment. I can go on and on and on, Miriam, and say that I want to see Kenya which is peaceful and where justice is applied for all. And Miriam, now this is the conversation which has come.
All right, very well.
The document for BBI has come. Yes. Let all of us read that document, internalize it. I hope it is going to be the case study for all of us. And Africa is going to copy Miriam. I want Miriam to see Kenya whereby we can call ourselves brothers, ndugu, kama wa Tanzania. I want to see a Kenya where I'm proud to be a Kenyan, I'm proud to be African. Miriam, I want to see a Kenya which is free of corruption. I want to see Kenya where we can share our prosperity. Miriam, I can go on and on. I want to see a stable and a united country. Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you so much, Professor. And of course, a lot of the views that you've shared there, I think President Uhuru Kenyatta also raised some of those things, like the things he wants to see as the president of this republic, and also when he leaves after he's served his term. He said he's not even interested in going for another term. He is done as the president. So he really has nothing to lose or gain in terms of even the positions that will be created there, because he has no interest. And he just wants the vision that he has for this country, a united Kenya. And what he wants is for Kenyans to understand that this BBI is for them. And he also encouraged Kenyans to read this for themselves. And also President Uhuru Kenyatta, yesterday they are pleading with the politicians not to create division in the country, because President Uhuru Kenyatta has been very intentional in preaching the message of unity among Kenyans, because he feels it's very important. And also he wants Kenyans to understand that the BBI, this is not the final decision between him and Raila Odinga. These are views that were collected from Kenyans. And so this now offers us a chance for a national dialogue where Kenyans will come in and bring out their divergent views. And he's saying in doing that, we should do that very respectfully. So President Uhuru Kenyatta's vision for this country and the country that he wants is, Professor, we can agree to disagree. We can have different views, but we can do that respectfully and still be mindful that as much as I don't agree with what you're saying, but I still respect it and we still have a country to build. And also he emphasized, in case you don't know, presidents will come. President Uhuru Kenyatta will serve his term, he'll go, we'll have another one and another one and another one, but we can have as many presidents as we will choose and we will be choosing in the future, but we only have one country. So we have, as Professor you love saying there, a country to protect. So whatever we do, that should always be at the back of our mind. And also, of course, President Uhuru Kenyatta's vision and for this country is to have a Kenya where I can go live in any part of this country and I don't have to feel insecure and I don't have to feel like I can't fit or I'm not supposed to be there. As a Kenyan, I should be able to live anywhere in this country and feel safe and feel protected. And also what President Uhuru Kenyatta there says he wants is a constitution that completely addresses and captures the aspirations of Kenyans, and that Kenyans will feel they are protected and their rights have been given a fair chance in that constitution. So that is just a few things that we gathered when President Uhuru Kenyatta was speaking yesterday on a Kenya that perhaps you'd want to see. And in that, of course, the BBI non-appoint agenda, I think that also captures the bigger vision that he has for this country and perhaps a Kenya that he would want to see as a president and for years to come. And that is a Kenya that is free of ethnic division, a Kenya that is inclusive, a Kenya that can solve its polarized elections, and we can have a solution for that. A Kenya that is safe and secure, a Kenya that can deal with corruption decisively, a Kenya that deals with the lack of national ethos, and we understand what is wrong with how we think and how we look at our country and even how we speak of our leaders and who we are as a people here in Kenya. And also a Kenya that Kenyans understand they do have rights, but also those rights, they come with responsibilities. And also a Kenya that shares prosperity, and a Kenya that enhances and of course respects devolution, and that was captured in the 9-point agenda there in the BBI. And also now we see other issues that have come out that the BBI is trying to address there. Doctor.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Thank you very much, all of you, the panel, Wesonga, Professor Miriam, yourself. You brought out very pertinent issues. The only route of exit, which we talked about in the last 2 hours, that is the only route left, is the BBI. If you don't do it, don't blame me. Don't blame anybody. Blame yourselves. There are so many Kenyans who are telling stories about this BBI. There are so many NGOs that are teaming up. Those who took George Soros' money and they failed to return this money. George Soros is looking for it. They want to oppose the BBI. They are calling it has no reforms. People like Martha Karua, all the time, we know them. There are certain people in Kenya whom you cannot, they take time to convince. Last minute at a rally, then come, I am now changed from Saul to Paul. You know? They are always here. There are people who don't want, who thrive because of a crisis. They are also here. NGOs thrive because of a crisis. If there is a crisis in Kenya, they will go and pick money. They will say children are traumatized, women are traumatized, lactating women are here. All this, you know, they will collect money. They are, you know, the white people, you call them very bad, but they are very good. When you give them a story and they say, well, Songa slept hungry, they will want to imagine how a Songa could sleep hungry. Oh, no. No, why? Why? Then on a Sunday, when we go to church, and I'm telling you this, Miriam, so that my people in Kenya can understand. When we go to church, guess what happens? What happens? You can never. This woman comes up and said, there's a younger man by name Daniel Wesonga suffering in Kenya. And what do? They start collecting the money. We drop in £2 each pound. British are about 100 million people so far now. If each of them or 50 of them gave £1 each, if 50 million people gave £1, isn't that 50 million pounds?
Mm.
They have lived like that. That's a country we need. That's a Kenya we need. Not a wheelbarrow we need. We need a country that inspires people to donate, to contribute. Not to contribute for individual gain, but for national gain. Oxfam and other aid agencies. You have seen Oxfam bringing here dresses, bed sheets, medicine. Where does it get that medicine? It gets the medicine from the local people. They give us a bag in just a minute, sound. Bring me a black bag. I want to show you. So, bring a black bag. I want to show you how we can educate people about this BBI. We should not be harsh. We should bring in examples that help. Let's not be abusive. Let's be very organized. This bag here is written on Oxfam, UK. If you have any old clothes which will be taken to a dry cleaner, a washing machine, you have worn it for a long time, drop it here. And it is well folded. Have you seen? Well folded. Like this. Like this. And in an envelope. Well folded in an envelope. Like this. Like this. Like this. Dr. David Matanga, number 20-something, Surrey, please. You open an envelope, there's a full bag. And on the bag they have written, please, anything that you don't want in the house, which is clothing, can you drop it here? You go and get your underwears, you go and get your vests, you get your shirts, you get your shoes, you go and get your earrings. They matter. They matter. They are not coming from dead people's houses. They are coming from people, us living there. And the church hires a van, a big trailer, that they even announce, I am a deputy warden of St. Mary's Church in New Addington, which was built in 1879. I at times make these announcements in the church, and I'm telling you, an old woman of about 80 years, even wakes up, she's on our stick, we help her like a warden. You are a warden, assistant warden of the parish. You hold her hand, slowly, she say, bring me my wallet. Have you seen this type of life? Is this type of life in Africa? This is the life Uhuru Kenyatta, the son of Jomo, Raila Odinga, the son of Oginga, is trying to bring to Kenya. Very good life. A caring life. 89-year-old is paying her three pounds. You know, 3 pounds from her pocket. But she has kept it for a purpose. She's paid retirement benefit of about 200, and it is now 374 per month, of which you must eat sausage, you must eat a sandwich. It's planned for those type of things. You don't have accommodation to pay, you are in a home. Your money goes to the account, you have your credit card, you give your carer. You go with the carer, she draws the money and she keeps. She knows she's going to church on Sunday to meet this black man called Dr. Matsanga. So I watch these things. Miriam, I'm bringing this life story. I've watched these things for 36 years. And at times I say, when shall we have a better Africa? An Africa like this one I can sit in. A church. Forget about this church man coming in the middle, standing and say, even now, finish quickly, microphone is mine. No. The provost says, perhaps we can today have David to make a final prayer. As if they discovered that I ran away from Bishop Tucker College. My father put me there, then my uncle took me away. These things, Miriam, is a true story. A Muzungu of 90 years, 89, 87, 85, has collected 3 pounds. Another Muzungu, how many of them? 200 of them have collected 3 pounds each. How much is that? That is 60,000 shillings. Oh, 60,000 already enough to build a bridge. To help a village to have a dispensary. My church in New Addington has built 4 dispensaries in Zimbabwe alone. In Zimbabwe alone, 4. And at times I pretend as if I don't, when I come, they said, no, the assistant warden is the one who knows more about Zimbabwe. Can you come and tell us the situation today? Fortunately, up there, they used to think now it's very bad. Then when I go, I said, no, things have changed. The roads are being built. The only what they lack is remove sanctions. They allow you to say 1 or 2 words about sanctions. They will hurt people. They are aware of what happened. So these are some of the things, Miriam. Have we got people enough to help us to do those things? That is my question to Karanja.
Karanja, are you there?
Karanja. Hello?
But
Yes.
maybe
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And let me make my submission. And the BBI, that is the topic, the Africa we want and the Kenya we want. And let me agree with Daktari. What he is saying is what should be happening in our African context. But the problem that we are not yet there is because as an African country, we have no mechanism and a clear formula to take ourselves to that level. And I think leaders have come, but they have not thought of making Kenya even better. But now we are presented here in Kenya with an opportunity to bring that kind of life even to our people. And that will come when young people are empowered, because we can't build a future generation when we sideline the brain and the knowledge of the young people who will be there to usher the new dawn of prosperity. And that is what exactly the president is doing when he is empowering the young people of this nation, when he is encouraging the spirit of entrepreneurship, when he is encouraging the spirit of job creation, when he is encouraging innovation. Because we know some of these great nations in the world, when we read history, we know there was that industrialization revolution that was there in some countries. And some of these nations today, they are first-class nations. Some are second-class nations. But today, in the 21st century, industries are very important, but we must incorporate the knowledge of the technological inventions so that we move on wholesomely without leaving and sidelining the future generation. And this generation is more on the technological inventions and the ICT world. Therefore, as an African continent, we must also tap this kind of innovation so that we move on and we be a hub. We saw what is happening in Manyani. I think in the fullness of time, you'll see even other countries wanting to buy that kind of technology and inventions from our young men. And that is how our country, as Kenya grow, and the entire, it will be a benchmarking kind of an occasion where other countries from Africa will come to read this kind of invention. That is the African we want, an Africa where young people are empowered. You saw even in South Africa, when they were fighting the apartheid regime, it is the young people who came out and they were supported, and it became a reality, the likes of Steve Biko. Therefore, as a nation in Africa that we want, we must also focus in this kind of mentality. Number two, we must also ensure we have great elections that make sense. Because yesterday we had that topic, whether these elections are important. To some extent, even some countries, they don't need to have elections because they are cooked elections. They are even not, they have baked elections that even the results that are produced, they don't reflect the will of the people. So that the Africa that we want must have an electioneering system that is credible, verifiable, and that is futuristic, that will ensure that the leaders that are in office are the actual people who the population want as their representative. And that is what the BBI and the African contest, now we are presented with a constitutional moment where we will look at the electioneering role, where we look at an election that is not highly contested or a do-or-die election, but an election that is all-inclusive, and all people in this country will feel as part and parcel of this nation. Therefore, as Africa, as we move on, we must also include all the people, even the people in opposition. They have a number that follow them. They have followers. They have people who vote for them. They must not be sidelined. They must be brought on board so that their ideas must also be put into place, and those good ideas must be implemented so that we move on as an African country that is peaceful, because a peaceful election will bring about that spirit of peaceful coexistence, integration, unity, and that is how our continent will grow and be a hub, and will be able even to compete with other continents on those higher levels. Thank you, Miriam.
All right, thank you so much. And Daniel, there you started by telling us the Kenya and indeed the Africa you want there. And perhaps you've not had time to look at the whole draft of the BBI. It was shared. I've been able to get a soft copy of that. But some of the issues that you'd want to see in this country, do you feel they've been captured in the BBI? If not, then how would you like to see them addressed in regards to the Kenya you want?
Yes, thank you, Miriam. And of course, I agree strongly with my brother, Javan Karanja in Anyuki. And when you look even globally and even here locally, look at our neighbors in Rwanda. The young people there have been fitted for developing drones that are being used to deliver medicines in their hospitals, and that is the same leaf that we borrowed from there. And the other day you saw in Manyani that Kenyan youths are able also to take to use the knowledge they have gained in technology and IT to be able to come up with such kind of innovations. And therefore, that sends a very strong message to the leadership of this country that is the kind of youth empowerment that we want, not being given a wheelbarrow when the youth in Rwanda are coming up with drones and other high technology equipment. We need youths to be given the kind of recommendations that are there in the BPI, like tax holidays for 7 years, so that they can be able to set up businesses and be able to get some stability before they can now start giving back taxes to the state. And also on the issue of ensuring that help is given as a grant, that is something that affects almost 90% of young people who go through our tertiary institutions, and therefore giving them such reliefs in terms of paying loans on their education, and also giving them tax holidays when they start their businesses. It will ensure that our young people no longer suffer from the problem of the perennial problem of unemployment. And as Karanja said, that youths are no longer the leaders of tomorrow. These are the leaders of today. And once the BBI report is implemented, I'm optimistic that we shall see so many young people venturing into business, so young people seeking to quench their thirst, to advance their education, so many young people coming up with ideas of innovation, and also just bringing on board very quite competent skills in our labor force. So, Miriam, to me, I believe that the BBI brings all the positive yearnings that we've been having as a people. Even in terms of democracy, look at the structure of representation as it is in the BBI. It makes you feel like, as a Kenyan, once you vote and go home, your leader that you have elected will not come out as a loser, complete loser, like we used to have back then, where the leader of the opposition will go home and just be there jobless without anything to look at and maybe any agenda to drive. But with the BBI, it makes sure that every Kenyan feels as a part and parcel of government. And also look at the 35% of revenue to the counties. It ensures that money from the national government trickles down all the way to the citizens back in the grassroots, in the wards that they are in the villages of this country. So therefore, to me, I think BBI is prescribing something good for this country. And I will really urge young people, especially young people, to support it quite ardently and make sure that the document goes through, because it has got everything good to do with our future posterity.
All right, and before supporting and ensuring that document go through, we will encourage you to read. And I think President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday said that the people responsible should make this copy available for as many Kenyans as possible, so that we're able to really read and understand the content in this very important document that now forms very important conversations around the national agenda there. So, Professor, while you were saying, just expressing about the Kenya you want there, what are the key things you mentioned there? If the poverty can be adequately be addressed in the country, And yesterday, President Uhuru Kenyatta said that he lives to see a day where every Kenyan, there will be a society that is equitable and a society that is secure for all. Equitable and secure for all. And then you said you want a Kenya that is has addressed adequately the issue to do with poverty. How does these three relate?
Yeah, Miriam, in the PPI report, briefly what I've seen, Miriam, it is addressing about shared prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
We are seeing money being devolved to the counties. Miriam, we are seeing the number is being increased from 15% to 35%.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
we are
important.
seeing 5% going to the ward level, the village, at the village level, Miriam.
Mm.
We are seeing our youth being given tax holiday of 7 years, Miriam. We have seen that everybody is going to feel Kenyan. We are going to see, Miriam, that we can go for an election. Then your properties are secure, Miriam. Do you know that since 1992, Miriam, Kenyans have been rendered poor, have been set to poverty because of an election, Miriam? People come and destroy your properties, burn your house, chase you from your home. So, Miriam, in trying to address this, Miriam, is the best way to go. Miriam, you have seen that it's going to address even the doctors who have been having problems. Miriam, we are going to have national service or national service or health commission to address issues to do with the doctors, Miriam. You know, Miriam, a health nation is a wealth nation.
Mm-hmm.
When people are well, when people are healthy, they can be able to fend on themselves. Miriam, let me hear this. Development is peace, and peace is development. If we cannot be able to enjoy peace and security, we are already poor. But so long as, Miriam, you are assured of security and peace, Kenyans are hardworking people. Miriam, if we are going to address issues to do with corruption, it means our roads and our hospitals, schools, water, people are going to receive all this kind of thing. So it means even more, they will spend less money in health. Miriam, their goods and agricultural products, even fish, is going to reach the market. So, Miriam, this is the way. This is the way, and to build a united country, Miriam, so long as we are united and we agree to move in the same directions, even if we don't have something to eat today, Miriam, people are united, they have hope that the better days are always in the future. So on this, Miriam, it is true that we are going to see remarkable the development. We are going to see concerted efforts in fighting poverty. We have talked about, Miriam, in the chapter of citizenship. Citizens are having responsibilities, Miriam. This idea that Serikali's idea is no longer to be there. The citizens are going to do their part. Wananchi wanaenda kufanya sehemu yao. So, Miriam, is a very good document, and I have no doubt our Constitution 2010 has been a very progressive constitution around the world, but it is even going to be better, because now we are going to see which areas we are going to tighten, Miriam. Mm-hmm. I say kudos to this document.
All right. Thank you. Doctor, Professor there has said development is peace, and peace is development. And of course, development will come in a country where people feel they're part of, they're included, they're part of, their voices matter, what they say matter, the government is listening to them and is able to address their needs appropriately. And also when you address the issue of lack of jobs and all these other factors, then perhaps people will be busy, building the country and causing all this development. And when people are busy, they don't have time to go out there in the streets. And so development is peace and peace is development. I don't know how you understand this point.
the professor has raised quite a lot of initials, and the professor has raised a number of issues. First, the Kenya we want was the Kenya that Uhuru and Raila and other Kenyans yet said in that booklet yesterday. You can go to the moon, you can come back under the surface of water and drill marine, become a marine soldier and look for a seal, become a seal in the water, or go to the moon as an astronaut, but you come back. If you don't do the things, that are in BBI, and you don't allow them to go through, remove this radical tape, allow your democracy is already a good democracy. There's no shortcut there. You have the best democracy so far in East Africa. Your democracy needs just an improvement. And the improvement which Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to bring to you. You can insult anybody, insult him, tell him this. Don't be, look at the parochialism. If you look at what Senator Murkomen is writing on Facebook, stupid. He's a very stupid man. And I can repeat again, very stupid, very, very stupid. You want me to add more? Very stupid. Miriam, should I add more? Very stupid guy. He's a lawyer who thrives on chaos. He's like a Nelson Harvey. When the council has decided that Miss Wambura should be reinstated, you say you have refused. Because you are now losing your handout. You are losing the handout. Handouts will not come. You will not be paid to go and remove Aisha Juma. You see, they have already flown, they are in Mombasa. Does it occur to you that a group of lawyers only defend people who have links with the deputy president out of corruption cases? That is not the Kenya you want. You can't use money to divide the people. You can't be buying everybody to disrupt everything. The LSK is captured by a section of the executive. And they have created chaos there. Now, that is not the Kenya. You want an LSK that defends the integrity of the constitutionalism of the Republic of Kenya, not takes side in defense or in defense of the Constitution or in defense of integrity of that Constitution. It must be neutral. LSKs in all cases in the Commonwealth judiciaries, they come as amicus curiae. You come in to give what the judges might not have seen. You don't come in all the time. You turn into a tormentor of a state. You come in as amicus curiae. Mr. Nelson Harvey, I don't know whether that degree was only awarded to him when he was in the half leg in the grave and the head was outside the grave. And you know, when you have maggots eating the legs and you are only breathing to have a degree, you can have such. Because an LSK that torments the state is not an LSK that Africa wants, not an LSK that Kenya wants. An LSK that helps the citizens to understand the law, the constitution, to say, no, the government don't go too much. Also, the government has no money. Is there any lawyer in Kenya who can go to court and do a case without any payment? Show me one.
No.
Show me one. Why are all the lawyers in Kenya very rich? Why? Is it the only profession that becomes that you make money very quickly? Why are doctors not very rich? I think Wesonga has an answer here to give.
Yes, because a majority of these lawyers, Doctor, they are what we call the sanctuaries of evil. They are used as errand boys for corrupt parents, money launderers, and all kinds of corrupt deals and underdealings that are there in government. They are the conduit of it all. And perhaps that is what makes them richer than what they are
basically. If you have a Chief Justice, a former Chief Justice of this country, yesterday on national television, Mutunga said Nairobi is being built on laundered money. Did you hear that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The other week,
And
people were going to threaten me and kill me. And thanks to God, now I'm 65, they can come.
And for that fact, Doctor, if you ask anyone who deals in real estate industry, they'll tell you for one reason that the houses, the property prices, the easy money, dirty money that is flowing into this country. And all these people who are dealing, laundering this money are the ones buying property in Kilimani and making the prices to go up. So when the former Chief Justice makes such allegations, there's nothing further from the truth that Kenya, Nairobi is being built on dirty money. And that is the situation currently, Dr. Matsanga.
It is not even me who wrote the report. The report was written by the United Nations.
Yes.
And I so happen to have copies because I am an international figure who can get this report from International Institute of Strategic Studies in London. I'm a full-time member, a full-time part, not half, not a ready card, not offside. Full-time, life member of the International Institute of Strategic Studies. I pay my membership, not anymore. I pay, what you have. Every January, I walk in the hall. They call it Gentleman's Hall. I say I've come with 1,000 bob. This is 1,000 pounds for usage. And it is the younger boys from Oxford or Cambridge, the London School of Economics. How many of us are paying 1,000 bob? How many of us are paying even 50,000 bob? There are many. There are academics, professors, some who earn a lot of money. I gave you 1,000 bob as a source. Because I'm now a life member, I want to change lives. I want more researchers. The younger boys doing PhDs, research information for us, and bring it in the International Institute of Strategic Studies. I get it for free. All my internet, it comes here. It is here. It's just a matter of a phone, and I know there is Mr. Abdallah so in Nairobi who steals the money.
Yes, and actually, Dr. Matsanga, I was able to read whatever report you published, and after you did that, some local dailies also reported about the same matter. So it's just a matter of connecting dots and knowing where the problem is.
I'm a member of Chatham House. Chatham House is the think tank of the British system, of the Queen, everybody. When members of Chatham House say a regime is about to collapse, it doesn't take a week. We are not, look at the signals in
Nigeria.
The signals in Nigeria. They already know. Another general is just coming up to take it over. One of the general, you will see, because it is unmanageable. You did not rearrange your country. The Africa we want is not the Africa of Nigeria. It's not the Africa of Marema, who hates whites, and yet he picks money from them. At night, you hate Uhuru Kenyatta at night, but during the daytime, you are opening your teeth very nicely. That is the type of Africa we don't want. If you hate Matanga, tell me you hate me completely. I will not even if you invite me for food, I will just pretend to be eating while you're smelling it. So the Kenya the people want. I don't know whether Stephen now can bring me that diagram of mine. Bring that diagram. Bring it on, and Miriam, you pick it there first. You are the first one to speak, to pick it there. Speak before it goes off. Key BBI proposals. I've laid them down on the 2010 Constitution. You have seen it now. Is it coming? Has it come?
Yes.
You have seen it. So we have membership of the Senate, membership of National Assembly, all these, and under them there is an article that we are going to tackle. This is a very good job that this team did, so that we don't tutaki kumuza kile kitu. Unaona, ile msingi inaweza kuleta nyumba inaanguka. These guys were 100%. They touched on authority of the president. Section B, presidential election petition, determined within 14 days. Here, 30 days. Have you seen that? This side shows you what is supposed to be done. The other side, I'm sending it to you people. So don't worry. So that all of you can have it. Stephen can send it all to you. Decision of the Senate, Article 123, National Assembly. If you say National Executive, President, Deputy President, Cabinet, you can change it under National Assembly. It touch authority of the president. You can change it. Authority of the president, exercise the executive authority. But the exercise the executive authority of the republic with assistance from the Deputy President, Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, and the cabinet and the two deputies. This is presidential election petition from 14 proposed to 30. In a nutshell, if you don't want to labor much, because I'm sure people are very, in Kenya, people and Africa, people don't want to read. especially when they say an essay is very long, 2 pages. I attack it. So Miriam, this is now summarized. These are the areas. So let's discuss those areas. Starting from Monday, you can now say no. Why is the president going away? An MP who is a leader of majority can be elected. An MP, you know, there are people talking about salary. There is no salary increment here. No, you will only have an allowance of an extra car, chassis car maybe, isn't it? But you won't have a salary because your salary is already fixed as an MP. That's the Kenya we want. You unapata salary mara moja, kwisha. Allowances, yes, as a deputy prime minister. As a deputy prime minister, when you go at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, uwezi kukaa na mtu kwa toilet na mnaenda na kila passenger anaenda Tanzania, Zanzibar, wapi. Hapana, unaingia hapa kwa VIP kadogo. Sidio mzee? Iko kapawa kadogo. You have to have power, of course. Let's not lie that this pump will not be there. It is there. But there is no salary. Don't expect extra salary because you are prime minister. No. What the prime minister will have, and the people who are spreading rumors that, oh, a prime minister will cost money, cost you what? Your house where you are as an MP is the house where you will be as a prime minister. And already there are houses that can be rented. The government can rent a house, but they are not paying you extra money because you are prime minister. No. You are on the salary of an MP. The only privileges that you will get if you have been sent out as Kenya's prime minister is meeting President Museveni, then you can share a bit of the perfume of His Excellency President Museveni. Then return with that perfume and you don't wash that shirt for 10 days. That's all. Lakini Miriam, hakuna shida, hakuna pesa zinatolewa. So, ladies and gentlemen, or lady and gentlemen, and those watching us, we want to come to a conclusion of this topic. We have exhaustively discussed this topic, the Africa we want, the rearranged Africa. So I want to make my parting shots. Yesterday, President Uhuru Kenyatta and the former Prime Minister received the copies of the Building of Bridges Initiative in Ikisi. The long-awaited report at last arrived with very many good suggestions that the people of Kenya must take on board. There is no other route left, no exit without BBI. You have to exit with BBI. The only route left is BBI. You have to rearrange your country. Rearrangement of your country and the state is one of the most painful exercises that are carried out in the states in Africa. But Kenya has painfully, for 1.5 years, been rearranging its state through ideas and a contribution by stakeholders, all of them youth, women, elders, retired government officials, MPs, ministers. Everybody gave 1 or 2 contributions to this report. It is therefore very important that the people of Kenya embrace the report, take it on, read it, suggest where possible, make changes where possible, but retain them in a consensus manner that does not see the tearing apart on class-based struggles or on ideology-based struggles, which could plunge the country of Kenya into chaos. The rearrangement of Kenya, therefore, stops a train hurtling towards a conflict. We have seen states in Africa that have not rearranged their states, their countries. They have ended up in conflict, sharp conflicts, like the one in South Sudan, Central African Republic, Libya, the one in Nigeria currently going on, and several other states that I cannot mention here. But this all comes because we failed to rearrange our states. Rearrangement of states where the population could be wanting something else, the Constitution says you can't have it. The Constitution is not static, it's dynamic. The movement of the Constitution also depends on the level of the people understanding what constitutionalism is. Most of the countries in Africa shrink constitutions. Constitutionalism in Africa, the shrinkage of constitutionalism in Africa is worse than any other continent in the world. We make very good constitutions, but we eat them. We mutilate them. In doing so, we even don't want what is left to be cleaned such that it can serve the people that you represent. We misguide our people, but the time is now. Read the BBI, don't be misguided. Read and understand, ask what you cannot get, knock the door, it will be opened. The committee of technocrats, the technicians, the presenters of the report are ready to help in order to formulate the way forward for this continent, for this country, Kenya, and for this continent of an integrated Kenya in future, for the future generations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that is where we end our show. It has been my opinion, where we've been looking at the Kenya and Africa. We want Professor Jared Onyari, thank you so much. Daniel Wesonga, thank you. And Javen Karanja, all the way there from Nanyuki, thank you so much. And of course, Doctor, thank you so much even for that closure there. So for those who have ears, please let them hear. And if you have anything, any queries, I'm sure the government will make these copies available from next week. And we can be able to look and interrogate this document. Now we have something that we can talk about, not just allegations and something we don't know. Now we can discuss the issues that are there, and we shall be doing that, as Dr. there had said earlier. From next week, we shall dedicate our time to look at issue by issue so that we are able to highlight some of the things perhaps that you don't know even exist in that document, so that you can have a better understanding and at the end make a better choices based on information and not rumors and things that we don't know. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.